Welcome back, folks. Today I am reading from the Light Seers Tarot, and I have laid your cards out in a Celtic cross spread. Your first card and the central theme is the Two of Pentacles. You're doing a balancing act at this particular point, and it feels like because the figure is more focused on the ground, that you might be more focused on the material, the physical, over the spiritual. She's got a material bag that she's holding on to, but she's also, conversely, holding on to a spiritual bag, so to speak. What that's saying is definitely balance out what you take care of when it comes to your spiritual aspect as well as your material aspect. Sometimes it's a whole lot easier to work on the spiritual than it is on the physical. For others, it's the exact opposite. For everybody, we need to balance the spiritual and the physical. And it feels like right now that she might be focused a little bit more on the physical. If it were in reverse, then I would suspect that someone was being forced to or was choosing to focus more on the spiritual than they were on the physical, okay? But keep that in mind, that you need to balance both the spiritual and the physical in order for you to reach your best and highest self. You are being given a gift from the past. It is pointing towards the past in my particular spread. So you're being given another chance to even things out for you, financially speaking and physically speaking as well. This might be reclaiming your body in the sense that you get to choose the foods that you want to eat instead of being dictated by someone else's habits, someone else's routines dictating what it is that you eat. Or it could be you becoming back into control of your finances. Because I say come back into control because in the past you have the Queen of Wands. You were someone who has handed out power to others who did not deserve to have it. You chose to hide your fire from them because they demanded it, their circumstances demanded it, their lives demanded that you be powerless in front of them because it made them feel better about them not being in their own power. You see, you might have some real magic and psychic abilities that you haven't tapped into yet because it could kind of be frowned upon in your society, in your culture. Please take that as it resonates. But this is someone who has quite possibly in the past ignored their emotions. When it came to doing stuff, it's possible they just did stuff and didn't feel their way through what they were doing because it was too painful. Things are a little bit different now. You're being given, you're being given another chance from the universe to change things up. And right now I see you kind of working through some things. Waffling quite possibly, procrastinating on making a difficult choice. Your heart and your guides are telling you one thing with that spiritual purse up in the air, but you're still kind of grounded down, maybe a little bit unnecessarily so. Maybe you should be floating up with the spiritual bag that she's got instead of being just so grounded. It's not always a good thing to be so grounded. How can you come into your more playful aspect when it comes to the Two of Pentacles? And what would it take for you to be in a place where you could say, I can relax and play around? And if you're not in those current circumstances right now, are you taking small baby steps in that direction? For some of you, the answer is yes. This is in your conscious position. This is the High Priestess. You're definitely in the process of listening to your intuition, but are you hearing it? Are you obeying it? Not yet. Some of you, yes, you are. You're in the process of balancing out the spiritual and the physical. Learning to obey your intuition, learning to listen to it, not to ignore it. You may have been in a previous life cycle, been encouraged to ignore your intuition because, for whatever reason, it can be extremely varied, depending on culture, depending on families, depending on the individual. It depends on so much. But whatever the reason may be, society has told you not to listen to your intuition, and I see you as learning to listen to it, or at least you are listening to people who can guide you towards becoming your High Priestess. In the subconscious position, you have the Strength card. You are a deeply strong person. I know that it's been difficult growing up in this particular kind of culture, but make no mistake, you are an incredibly strong person. And because you're being offered a new opportunity to move into your power as the Queen of Wands, I think that you're the kind of person who can do it. It's going to take time. Just because you missed an opportunity in the past doesn't mean that it's not being offered right now. It is being offered right now, and I hope that you take it. And it's going to take quite a bit of strength, because in the future, you've got the moon. This particular figure is beneath the surface. I'm getting like your internal mirror. When you look at your internal mirror, are you proud of who you are as a person? Are you proud of your connection to guides, ancestors, spirit, to source, to the universe? Are you proud of all of that? I see you as having to go through quite a bit of shadow work with this particular card. When you look in the mirror, there might be some things that you are not proud of, and this is going to be the perfect kind of card to teach you how to become a person that you are proud of. Strong on your own terms, someone who listens to the universe and ignores what society tells them what is best, because society is sick. Cultures are sick. Quite a bit of shadow work in your future. There's also the risk that you might not be able to see very clearly for a decent period of time while you refine yourself into someone who becomes the High Priestess. Okay? That's your cross. In your advice position, you are being asked to dance to the beat of your own drum. With both the Queen of Wands in reverse and the Knight of Wands in reverse, this is absolutely someone who doesn't do stuff. There might be some fire energy in your birth chart. There might not be. But this is someone who really prefers to stay in place, shelter in place. You might be walking on eggshells at home. You've just learned not to rock the boat, and it's absolutely stifled who you are as a person. The Queen of Wands is fire and water energy. Once she builds up some steam, she is a real force to be reckoned with. We don't throw our hands into boiling pots of water. That's what I see the Queen of Wands as being: deeply powerful and can go overboard if those elements are out of balance. With the Knight of Wands, we've got fire with air energy, and that is thinking about what it is you want to do with your life. And right now, I don't know that you're doing it that much right now. What do you want to do after this refinement process is openly finished, is what I'm getting. Now here's the thing. This is your future, the moon, and here is your outcome. That's a Six of Wands in reverse. Only a few people are going to applaud your transformation into someone who can see clearly in the night, who uses their intuition to look and see what is being hidden beneath the shadows, okay? This is someone who is comfortable with their lizard brain, so to speak, their primitive aspect, as well as the aspect that has to be in society in order to be a good citizen, right? Only a few people are going to applaud you, but there will be some who see what you do and admire you and consider you a role model. They might even copy you. Everybody needs to dance to the beat of their own drum, including the people who copy you. But this is something that you need to learn right now. You need to think about what it is you're going to do with your life after your transformation process is openly finished. Again, openly done. Like, you might announce it to people in some fashion. Maybe it's on social media, maybe not. But some people applaud you, and you get to relish in victory in spirit and of spirit. Okay. This is your environment card. You're at an utter standstill. This is air on air energy. This is the Knight of Swords. You are not moving not only are you not doing and you're not thinking about what you want to do, you're just flat out not thinking too hard about the situation at all. I sense that it's really difficult what you're going through right now, and I'm kind of expect to see that with 2 major arcana cards above and below your central theme. I sense somebody being hammered into, like a blacksmith might, hammering metal into a sword, for instance. This is rough for you right now. I can see that you're probably in a really, really rough place because you're being asked to go on this transformation journey. Right now, you're just in the balancing act, but you're sensing the need to leave the situation, become your best and highest self, start working towards that. But that's going to take some shadow work, and I can see possibly that you might be balking, hesitating, not wanting to do something like that. Make no mistake, it's hard work, but it is work worth doing. It does bring us into our best and our highest selves. It is worth doing. These are your hopes and fears. Are you afraid of heading to a shelter? There might be someone who is in a domestic violence situation. You need to take that as it resonates. But right now, whatever situation you're in, this is like pressure cooker intense levels of intensity. And this suggests that it would be like a cut down in like your pride would be cut if you were to go in and ask for help right here. You still need to do this anyway. This going in for help to an actual shelter is the first step towards getting this process going. You need to be in this energy, and going in for help is the first process. You need to do this for your own sake. If you have any children, you need to do it for their sake too. This is worth doing. There is no freedom like freedom in the universe, in spirit, in your guides, in what they've told you. If you've obeyed what they've told you, there is no freedom like the freedom that they offer you. You're going through a hard moment. Let's look at your bottom of the deck. You've got the 9 of Cups first. That's happiness. Are you sacrificing a moment of happiness from spirit because you just don't want to move forward materially, physically? You don't want to move away. It feels like there's a risk that you could reject deep, genuine satisfaction in life by not listening to spirit when it offers you, admittedly, a difficult start. She's dirty. She's been through the mud or something like that. She's been through quite a bit. She's a bit ragged, and she's not even paying attention to the bowl as it's being offered to her. She's so worn down. If you were to turn things around here with the Knight of Pentacles and start moving forward, even if it's baby steps, you will start making baby steps towards the deep inner peace that the universe is offering you. It's interesting. You've got a bunch of knights here. You might be just starting out on the journey towards becoming more spiritually aware, more spiritually understanding of the world and how it works, and of yourself as well. Continue this journey, even if it's just baby steps. That's what matters, is that you're making any step forward. Take care, folks. I wish you a wonderful healing journey, okay? And a good spiritual journey as well. Take care.